Hello everybody, my name is Absent Atlas, and the United States Supreme Court is preparing to overturn Roe v. Wade. Politico obtained a draft of a majority opinion written by the Supreme Court, and in that opinion, Justice Alito writes, quote unquote, "We hold that Roe and Casey must be overruled." Now, this is the first time in the modern history of the Supreme Court that a draft has been leaked. And obviously, this will have massive repercussions for the future of the United States. But for those of you who aren't familiar with Roe v. Wade, effectively this decision by the Supreme Court will overturn abortion rights in the United States. Today we'll go over the details, potential repercussions, and potential solutions. But consider subscribing and leaving a like on this video. I'm trying to hit 200 subscribers by the end of the year, so if you could subscribe, it would mean a lot to me. Thanks and enjoy the video. Now, currently, as the Supreme Court stands, there are 6 conservatives on the court and 3 liberals on the court. Now, because of the fact that this majority opinion was written by Justice Alito, who is not the Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court, it signals that this decision was probably a 5-4 decision instead of a 6-3 decision. Legal experts have analyzed the draft and determined that it lacks input from Chief Justice Roberts, meaning he most likely did not vote with the majority. How significant is this in the scheme of things? Not that significant. The only way it becomes significant is if one of the other justices changes their mind, in which case Roe would not be overturned. And that is seemingly unlikely, but you never know. Does this mean that abortion will be banned across the United States? Well, no. While it is likely that many states will ban abortion once Roe v. Wade is overturned, there are some states this will not affect. Democratic strongholds such as California, Oregon, Washington, Illinois, and New York will be safe, as the state legislatures in those states are controlled by Democrats and will probably remain that way for years to come. However, the rest of the United States cannot say the same. 13 states already have laws in place that would ban abortion as soon as Roe v. Wade is overturned. 26 states are likely or certain to ban abortion after the decision is overturned as well. And while I don't want to be all doom and gloom, I do want to be as open with you as possible. There is a possibility that if Republicans take control of the House, Senate, and presidency, they can ban abortion nationwide. However, that's not a reason to panic. We have plenty of options for countering abortion bans, which I will get to in a minute. As far as the repercussions of the law itself go, well, that's an effective ban on abortion for about half the country. Millions of people will be unable to carry out abortions. Abortion funds will be working overtime in order to get people who need abortions from red states into blue states. On the flip side of that coin, however, abortion funds are already experiencing massive upticks in donations. The people of the United States are overwhelmingly pro-choice. A poll from Pew Research from May of last year indicates that 59% of Americans agree that abortion should be legal in all or most cases. A more recent poll taken by CNN in January 2022 indicates that 69% of Americans support Roe v. Wade. And while it does seem silly to talk about the political implications of such a thing when already the effect of the ruling is going to be devastating for so many, ultimately, abortion protections depend on midterm elections. Now, right up until this very point in time, polling looked pretty grim for the Democratic Party. But while Republicans poll higher on issues such as the economy and immigration, Democrats poll higher on abortion. Republicans will never be able to compete with Democrats on abortion. It's why the conservative news media isn't celebrating the overturn of Roe v. Wade. Rather, they're complaining about the fact that the decision was leaked. The point I'm trying to make is that if there's one thing that could turn the Democratic Party's numbers around, it would be the repeal of abortion rights. Going forward, the strategy for the Democratic Party is going to be to codify Roe v. Wade. That means instead of protecting Roe v. Wade through the Constitution, the plan is to draft legislation making abortion legal across the United States. And in order to stand a chance at codifying Roe v. Wade, the Democrats are going to, at the bare minimum, need 3 things: control of the House, Senate, and White House. Polling has indicated that liberals are pretty unhappy with the performance of the current Democratic Party. And ultimately, factors like that will substantially lower voter turnout for Democrats. But one thing voters will turn out for is abortion rights. One of the reasons Republicans have gotten votes is because Republican Party officials and Republican-appointed justices have said in the past, even during their Supreme Court hearing, that they believe that Roe v. Wade is settled law. But with that off the table, Democrats have just about every reason to vote Democrat instead of Republican or Independent. And not only Democrats, Independents will probably be substantially more likely to cast votes for the Democratic Party as well. In order to protect abortion rights, there are 3 different approaches. The first is using raw cash to support abortion funds and giving women the necessary transportation to get abortions in blue states. Now, this is going to happen regardless of whatever legal approach is taken. Now, approaches 2 and 3 both require control of the House, Senate, and White House. Approach 2 would be simple, codifying Roe v. Wade into law nationwide. However, unlike the third option, this cannot be done with a simple majority. Simply put, Democrats would need a 2/3 majority in the Senate in order to pass this law. Unless a massive segment of the populace changes their vote as a result of the repeal of abortion rights, it is very unlikely that Democrats gain a 2/3 majority in the Senate. There is another path to drafting this legislation, however, and it's the exact same path that Democrats advocated for in order to pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, abolishing the filibuster. Now, in order to abolish the filibuster, Democrats would need a simple majority in the Senate. But because of Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema, Democrats actually, in reality, need around 52 members in the Senate to abolish it. And then the final option, simply put, is to pack the court. It's a pretty simple one, although it may have massive repercussions for the separation of powers. Democrats could easily pack the court, only needing a simple majority in the House and Senate. However, it's highly likely that more moderate Democrats, will vote against packing the court, meaning that the most viable option for protecting abortion rights would be option 2, passing abortion protections into federal law. Democrats only need to gain 2 seats in the Senate in order to do so, which will be a challenging task, but an entirely possible one given the circumstances. Listen, the immediate repercussions of the repeal of abortion rights will have devastating consequences for women across America. This decision by the Supreme Court is unconstitutional as it violates an individual's right to privacy, and it also infringes upon the separation between church and state. I also want to state for any of you who are pro-life that this decision won't stop abortions. It will stop safe abortions. The implications of having a child has on someone's financial circumstances and mental well-being means that many women will go to just about any length to get an abortion. That means there will be a lot of unnecessary death as a consequence. So even if you are pro-life, you should support Roe v. Wade. And while the situation may look hopeless now, the battle isn't over just yet. We have an opportunity to rally against oppression and secure abortion rights for decades. The only question is whether or not we will take it. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, click subscribe and leave a like on this video. Let me know your thoughts on the situation in the comments down below. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you all later. Be strong.